Oh, see ya. What's up, beautiful souls? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mamina. You can call me Mina for short, or Divine Starseed. This is a collective reading for who's missing you and why. Now, it doesn't have to just focus on love. This could be friends missing you or people who you just lost contact with. We have two piles here for you to choose from. We'll see what comes out in each. Before you make your choice, close your eyes. Inhale slowly for the count of 3. Hold the breath for 4. And slowly release for 3. So 3, 4, 3. That number is significant for the whole reading. I recommend that you pause the video and you do that breath work several times until you feel grounded and centered. And once you do, go ahead and choose your pile. You have the option between pile 1, pile 2. You can choose based on the back of the cards, or maybe the numbers 1 and 2 resonate with you, and I will see you at your pile. All right, pile 1, let's get into you. I'm hearing, I ain't missing you at all since you've been gone. That's a really old song, so it's possible that someone may know that song, that artist. I feel like the artist might be someone's favorite if you know it. I'm seeing, I believe it was in the video where he's like in a red phone booth on the phone as he says it, like, I ain't missing you at all. And it's like all this attitude. So someone missing you is giving attitude about it. Like, no, bunk that. I don't miss them. I don't care what they're up to and doing. But at the same time, they do. Now, the red phone booth can represent the UK, where red phone booths are, you know, that's where most people know them from. But also it can represent their attitude. They're giving a whole lot of attitude to a situation that they claim they don't care too much about. It's not that a person is not going to be mad or upset if they feel like they were wronged, but this is like really trying to act nonchalant. But at the same time, when you're brought up, or when they see you somewhere, like let's say they see you in passing, they're trying to act like they don't care, but they have an attitude. It's like, if you really don't care, you won't pay attention to that person. You won't give them the time or day. You'll go on about your business. Now, you might be irritated for all of 2 seconds, but you won't let it take you to a place where you want to argue with that individual. That means you're still invested somewhere, even if you're lying to yourself and you're saying you're not. The next thing is it's raining. It's like pouring rain. I can see it coming down on the window. Perhaps an argument that y'all had happened during a rainstorm, or when it was raining outside. So when it rains, they might be thinking of you. But I'm also seeing the rain representing like interference, you know, when you're on your cell phone and it's pouring rain and like it messes with the reception. So something wasn't received well, or there was some type of misunderstanding that led to whatever this conflict is. Now, considering the song theme, could be a love connection, could just be, you know, friends falling out. Take what resonates for you. We got London. Seattle is coming to mind as well. So these could be places that y'all are from. Both places have a tendency of being known kind of for like the rain. So you might live somewhere where it rains a whole lot. During certain seasons, it's just really raining, and maybe this season that you guys had a falling out, it was raining. We have the Devil card. Yeah, y'all really dug deep into each other. For some of you, there could have been some trauma bonding here. This is whether it was a lover or a friend. Y'all probably meant and or got along because of things you had in common, but it's possible that the things you had in common were toxic. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I'm getting this feeling of it's more than just digging into each other. I feel like in the argument, y'all really tried to hurt each other with words here. Some things were said that weren't meant. You weren't always the best influence on each other either. It's like, yeah, it's like 1 minute you might feel like y'all make sense because maybe something that was said or done was really enlightening or empowering, but then the next minute, maybe even like within the next hour, something was done that was more of like your toxic traits. So both of you could have been trauma bonding here, which is never never a good thing. It's not good to bond over trauma. It's good to see how you may have similar issues and work on encouraging each other to heal, and the healing process, bonding through the healing of what was going on with your traumas. But when you trauma bond, you're talking and or dating a person who not only is triggering the trauma, but they could be the cause. So let's say, for example, they were used to addictions. They had an addiction problem, because the devil can represent materialism and addictions. Let's say they value you based on what you can provide, or vice versa. And maybe you're into, or they were into some type of bad narcotic or some type of addiction to get over depression, whatever it might have been. Instead of healing and encouraging healing and growth, they support whatever that negative thing was, maybe even offer it to you. Like, oh, you're mad at me for something that you have a valid reason to be mad at? That's okay. Let me just go out and buy you something. Don't you want a drink? You haven't smoked in a while. Don't you want to smoke a little something? You get what I'm saying? Like, and maybe at the time you thought, oh, look, we just understand each other. We're just vibing. But in reality, they're supporting a bad habit. And I'm hearing that bad habit. I think that's a song too. There's a couple of songs with that title. I'm trying to see which one's trying to trail in here. I ain't missing you at all. And the phrase bad habit is significant to this group, or group one. All right. Let's see what's going on. What else is going on here? We have a flipper. We have the Hierophant. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? This person might have been like maybe not a mentor, but kind of like somebody who you felt you could go to for advice, or you felt like they get me. They understand where I'm coming from when I do certain things. They kind of supported a certain belief system that left you, or this could have been you to them, take what resonates. They kind of left this belief system that instead of healing your problems, you should just kind of just do you. You know that phrase, like, oh, just do you. Like, who cares what people think? Everything is within context, right? You could say, oh, who cares what someone thinks about how you feel with this, that, and the third. But if what you're feeling and or doing is hurting you, hurting your relationships, hurting your connections, leaving you feeling abandoned, leaving you feeling foul, why is somebody supporting that? Why is somebody trying to sign you on with that? This is a bond here. For someone, this could have even been a marriage, but it feels like something that felt it's too contractual. It's like, I believe that's how you say that word. It's more like, I'm with you for these set of rules and values. I'm with you for what you can give me and or what I can provide for you, but none of it has to do with real ish. It all has to do with an addiction or something material, something that I could take from you in 2 seconds. So the relationship feels like it wasn't really on a sturdy ground, but it went on for a while. Pawan, I don't feel like this is somebody who you only knew for a couple of months. If you're here for that type of connection, maybe something will come out for that. But this feels like people who talked for years, might have been on and off for years, because every time one would break free, the other would come back. Oh, you're free from me? No, you're never really free from me. You thought you were, but you're never really free from me. Remember that contract we had with each other? Remember that? For some reason, the Hierophant is coming out as contract, which makes me believe this person really messed with your belief system. This person really played on, they might have acted very spiritual to get close to you. They really played on that kind of being a guide of some sort. So this could have been a friend for a few years that act like they were your guide. Like, oh, I'm going to help you through this and help you through that. But in reality, they were contributing to your pain. They were supporting your pain. For someone that was in a relationship, this was not the business here. We have the Ace of Cups. Like I said, this should have been more focused on healing. This should have been more focused on growth, but instead it was, how much can I dig into you? How much can I get you to sign on to whatever pipe dream I'm selling you? Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords. One caring more about what they can get out of a situation, and the other always feeling like abandoned or left out. Someone here might deal with, that's a trigger warning, someone here might deal with abandonment issues. If this comes out more as a friendship, I will translate the message as such, but for those that are in a relationship, let's, dating wise, let's see what went wrong. What went wrong here? Fun moments that led to ghosting afterwards. Which, didn't I say abandonment issues over and over again? See what I'm saying? Abandonment issues. Oh, I'll be here for you. Who cares about what people think and blah, blah, blah. And then the moment you need them, they bounce. They're not there. There's a lot of overflowing emotions because notice here, there's a ring and there's a ring. Some type of break in commitment. Not really being a true friend, not really being a true lover, not really being there for you. And yet acting like you're all I need. Like, I don't want to say the word that's coming to mind. I don't want to say that word because that'd be really freaking twisted. But think of the Hierophant here as a fake, as an imitation. I'm giving you this vow, or I'm making you this promise, but I'm never really going to fulfill it. Or I'm adding in all of these clauses that it just doesn't make sense. It's not me saying I accept you. It's me, as soon as you don't follow this, curriculum, I'm gone. I'm out. And then I'll come back right when you think, oh, he or she's never coming back again. Oh, then all of a sudden, knock, knock, knock at your door. I'll come in with the fun, supporting your addictions, dig into your heart, get into your soul, la, 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 la. For some of you, that means getting into your body. And then afterwards, right when you're signed on, right when you're like, yeah, okay, fill you up with all this emotion and then bounce. And you're left with what? Just like fake symbols, fake symbolisms of love that at the end of the day aren't really amounting to much. Because if it was love, I'm hearing what's Tony Braxton? Love should have brought you home last night. They don't come home. Then their home really doesn't seem to be with you. But now that there's a break, hitting my camera. Now that there's a break, now that there's a separation, all of a sudden, they're like, I don't miss that person. I don't care what they're doing. Whatever. So they're doing good. But now their brain is thinking, I'm not getting in the way I used to. The ish that I was saying and doing before, it's not working. So this person could be trying to get up in your energy. They're saying to people, I don't care. And yet wherever you go, they pop up. They know where you're going to be. It might be places that typically you wouldn't run into them. In fact, when you first had a falling out, you weren't running into them. All of a sudden they're showing up, but they're trying to ignore you. Even though you're not approaching them, they're like trying to act to get up under your skin. You might know mutual people. They'll talk to those people like, I don't care what so-and-so is doing. Then why are you bringing them up? You don't care what they're doing. Why are you mentioning them? You might have a friend that said this to somebody, like, if you don't care what they're doing, why are you mentioning them to me? Why are you asking questions? What is your point of inquiring in the first place? Let's see what else went wrong here. Putting on a happy front in front of friends and family or for friends and family. Pretending. I really feel like this person tried to act like your spiritual guru, even if they were your lover. It's making me think of this really ghetto behind story. I don't even want to channel that story right now, but it's making me think of it, where the guy was supposed to be this enlightened brother, and he was so soulful and spiritual and all that jazz, but yet every action he took, especially in love, went against what he claimed he stood for. It would be one thing if he was like, oh, I'm on a journey of discovery and I'm trying to get this out my system. But no, he would literally lie to one girl's face. He knew the other girl liked him. He would go mess with that one. He knew the other one wanted commitment. She wanted, the Hierophant is here for a reason. Someone's got their hand out for a reason. Somebody wanted genuine support, guidance, commitment, honesty, friendship, lover, whatever this was supposed to be. And this person kept digging in and letting you dig into them. But this was never to dig for healing or truth or growth. It was just to support each other's toxic ways. It was just to keep you handicapped. Even if that's not what you were in it for, the things that they would trigger, in you would lead to this. It would lead to that. Now you're arguing about stuff you wouldn't argue about. They would end up feeling quite good about themselves, like they won a trophy. But you would end up being like, I don't even understand why we're fighting. I don't even understand why we're in this back and forth. What's going on? Oh, well, now friends and family are around. Maybe even your spiritual community. Because again, this person's giving me that vibe of like, oh, they're such a great student. Oh, yeah. There's soul growth and blah, blah, blah. But when y'all go behind closed doors, it's a different conversation. Maybe even sometimes in people, they would say little things to try to make you feel inadequate. This person might be missing you, but this person isn't worth you reconnecting with at all. It'd be this loop around again. I'm getting under your skin. I got you doing things you don't want to. Right when you're ready and open to receive, they cut you off. They go back to a party lifestyle, or they get you caught up in some type of addiction. Somebody here, your issue could be drinking, or their issue could be drinking. They might turn to a whole different person when it comes to that. Look at that. Too much money has been dealing with this the loss of money has been dealing with this connection. Like I said, material things. Too caught up on what can you provide for me, and or if I'm going to provide it for you, what can you give me of material worth? Not how are you emotionally there for me, not how much do you genuinely care and love me, but just like, if I can't get nothing from you, then let me just bounce, let me just ghost. If you ain't got money to give me to support some habit or some lie, let me just bounce. We just used What Went Wrong by Fire Witch Tarot. Now we're going to get into, I think this is called the Princess Oracle by V, from V Love and Crystals. All decks used are mentioned in the description, normally with links to the shop. Long gloves, concealing true intentions. That's what they did from the beginning, from jump. Always making you think that they meant one thing, but really it was always something else going on. There was always some other type of affair. Let me act like I'm helping you. I'm just supporting your bad habits though. But I'm gonna act like that's a part of your spiritual growth. And then when we're in front of people, I'm really probably saying slick-ish that's getting under your skin because you know the backstory to it. And everybody else is just laughing because they think like, oh, they're a cute couple. Or, oh, look how much they get along. Oh, look how close to their teacher or guru they are. I feel like this person acted like some type of leader, like to you. Feeling tied down. This person doesn't like feeling tied down. And I feel like they really didn't like the achievements that you would make without them. So that was another reason, like put on an air, act like they're happy about something you accomplished when in front of people. But in reality, they put too much power in money. Way too much power in money. And look, we have Wizard. Once again, supporting. This person tried to be some type of leader to you. They tried to tie spirituality into their ish. They tried to justify a lot of their actions through this false ideal of growth, but their behavior never changed and never really improved. I had to pause for a minute because the elevator was coming up. Okay, you might hear the elevator door close, and that could be a sign like the elevator rising, you're rising up. The door needs to be closed on this. They're gonna try and come in and act like, oh, I missed you so much, but we always figure it out, we always get back together, blah blah blah. We always reconnect. We always regroup. Don't do it. Let's see what's going on for you this holiday season with this energy hovering, because this person's like hovering. Listen. What I tell you. Abandoned. Left in the cold. Abandonment. They play on your abandonment issues, or they'll play on their own. If you're not the one with it, They have it. And they leave you before you can leave them. And when they come back, they try to play on that. Like, oh, but you know, I need people. That's the thing. People always give up on me and blah, blah, blah. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. I want to spoil you. But yet they're telling you I'm not missing you. I don't miss you. I don't care about you. But I want to spoil you. And it's my Johnson & Johnson in a box. Nah. No, no, no. I want to spoil you. But I've been a naughty, and this says girl, but it could be boy, girl, but I've been naughty is pretty much the thing. And it feels like I just want to be intimate with you, because what happens when that takes place? This, for those of you where it's a love connection, this, for those of you where this might be like a friendship that went south, this is a person who acts probably really innocent at first, but they're actually always up to no good, talking smash about you. Raining on your parade. There's a split here in this stocking. Something's not right with them. Something's off. It's always been off. For those in a love connection, we're going to get a confession. And this was another one of Fire's decks. This is the Christmas Love Oracle. Now we're going to get into my cards, which are the Love Confessions. This is the Cyber Edition. We also have a lot of red that came through from the Christmas cards. So again, it's like a person who's gonna, this is, what's the word? They gaslight and they like to emotionally manipulate. For those who are in a romantic relationship, this person claiming to miss them, this person, what's going on? What do they have to say for themselves here? Even in their confession, there's a lot of double talk. So we have, I hate to crave or need you. So now that you've cut them off, now that you don't want to be bothered, before they didn't really think about needing or wanting you because they could just show up when they wanted to. They could just pop up on you. And you would let them back in, or they could weasel themselves in, you know, dig into each other. You did me wrong. I did you wrong. Let's just make up now. Toxic shit. Right? But now they're sitting here like, I'm mad because now that access has been denied to them, they're needing you, they're craving you, and they don't like it. They don't like it. We have the, I vow to be committed to you, because this is what they're going to want to say to gain access back to you. Do you see it? Every time they gave you a vow, what happened? Every time they made you a promise, what happened? So how many more times do you need to go through this lesson? Spirit's giving you all the clues and hints that you need. It's like they try to be a false messiah. They try to be a false guide of yours. Even if this is a romantic relationship, they play on what they believe you don't know and what you may have not known. There's a lot of information that can be put out, and Spirit will lead you to the right things, but sometimes people come in, decorate it real pretty, and distract you. And the next thing you know, you're investing in things that you shouldn't. And every time it's I vow to support you and be there and blah, 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 but it doesn't happen that way, right? It always ends up the same. There's always a hidden intention. Always. Next thing you know, they're telling you, oh, but wait, I don't like feeling tied down. Because they see commitment as being tied down. I'm going to spoil you though. Meaning I'll give you material things, they'll give you sex, all that jazz, but they're never going to give you what you're actually wanting. This is a distraction. Someone else may come in and just want to give you like a whole bunch of gifts for those where it's not a sexual thing. Like, oh, remember we were best friends? I'll give you this. Oh, you can get into this party. I'll take you here. Da 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 da. Next thing you know, it'll be, you couldn't have went in those places without me. You couldn't have achieved XYZ without me. Why? Because they always leave you stranded. They always leave you. You don't want to deal with the conflict, so you walked off. You left it, spilled cups, spilled feelings, whatever. You go about your business. Look at that. Here's a cup in what should be a celebration, but instead it's a person like supporting an addiction. Now that you're able to have your own healing and your own fulfillment because this connection was spilled, they want to come back in, getting your good graces, because they don't like that they can't enter the way they used to before. They used to burn through your money or burn through money in general. They could burn through their own money. Too much money has been lost dealing with this connection. They probably had you investing in things that they would never actually complete. Oh, invest in this project, never complete the project. Support me doing this, never, you know what I'm saying? What you do with the money? Oh, I went to the club. What? And it made you feel powerless, like you had no choice because they're a wizard. All they got to do is wave around some lies, throw down some poo nanny or ding ding, and the next thing you know, you're back at square one. This person always wants to come in like everything's cool, but it's not. We have, I deleted everything, nudes, photos, pictures. So if this person had intimate photos of you, they didn't delete all of them. Maybe some of them, not all of them. Okay. For others, when they were in the heat of being mad, whether this was a friend, a lover, whatever, they deleted everything and then regretted it later. Like, shh, dang it. There's a naughty vibe here. So for someone who has a person's, I mean, all they're going to do is make themselves look crazy. We are not in that generation anymore where people can leak things like that and not reveal their true colors, especially when everyone knows, okay, the only person who could have had that picture or that information was, so you cause yourself leaking that message because some more want to come out from the love confessions. This is not a connection to support. It's really just been getting in the way of something greater trying to come towards you. Something greater wants to come in, and this person wants to interrupt your holiday. I wouldn't be shocked if they tried to pop up on you on Christmas, if they know where you live. And because, I mean, you know, y'all might have lived together at one point. Maybe someone moved, but they know people, they can find you. We have, I'm just scared. Scared of being honest, scared of committing, afraid of being abandoned. And they get ruled by that fear. Some of you might still be hopeful for whoever this person is. Like, I'll give them my heart as long as they promise not to shatter it. But they've done that how many times? Like, y'all, some of y'all really be praying, Spirit, show me a sign, show me a sign, show me a sign. Okay, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. And y'all keep ignoring the red flags. You get right back into the situation you claimed you wanted to be free from. If this person has you concerned, if this fear is yours, if the fear of moving on is also there because you think you're just going to get hurt or rejected again, this person could have implanted that. That's not the case. The more that you love on you, the more that you take care of yourself, you will not tolerate a behavior that doesn't support your growth. You will not tolerate a behavior that makes you feel like crap on a regular basis. You just won't do it. It won't be in you to do it. You would be freeing yourself. I'm hearing, somebody might be a fan of Fantasia. I'm hearing her song. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Exactly. And we have given to me, want me as bad as I desire you. Look at this. It's all focused on sex, addiction, getting under your skin. Let me dig into you, you dig into me. That's what this is focused on. Where's the love? Where's the support? It's not here. It's, I'm going to tell you what I think you want to hear to get back in your graces again, but only after I've played hard to get. Only after I've acted like I don't need you. I deleted all pictures. I'm not thinking about you, blah, blah, blah. And somebody deleted pictures by accident. They're kind of heated about that, actually. They deleted messages by accident, and they're kind of heated. Someone else is claiming they deleted them, but they have them memorized, and they're playing them back in their head. They're taking me back to the tarot. Let's see why. This is the wake up tarot. And I feel like that, you know, for Power One, that's what your message was about. It seems like you needed to wake up. Is this person missing you? To some capacity, to some extent, but not in a way that you should reconnect to. You have a choice here. Something better is coming in. Something better and far more supportive is coming in. And look at the difference. That's why they sent me back to the tarot. We have an elevator going down. You go here, you're going down. You leave this alone, you can only go up. There, look at the difference. Pulling each other's heart out, squeezing, hurting each other, causing pain, healing, supporting. The aura of the person that wants to come towards you, whether this is a friend, a lover, whatever, because the Lover's card represents divine commitments. And in this case, it's also representing devotion. People who will be devoted to you, whom you can be devoted to. And I just seen 2909. So 299 is important for somebody here. There's a better connection on the way that you won't need to be afraid of, because that person won't shatter. There's an individual who will give you a real vow of commitment, whether this is in friendship or otherwise. But first, you got to be committed enough to yourself to let go of that which was toxic. Again, collective reading. Take what resonates for you. I pray that brought you the clarity you needed. Let's ring out your reading. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. All right, pile 2. Welcome, welcome. Let's get into you. Let's see what's going on with your situation. I'm hearing another song. I got a song for pile 1. I'm getting a song for pile 2. And it's another oldie but a goodie. It's tell me what you want from me. Take a look at what you see. Let me know if it's right here. Something you can have for years. So whoever's missing you, either, well, it could be you or them, take what resonates, but I'm reading it more so as it's their energy. It's like, tell me what you want. Okay, what is it that you need? I can give you everything you want, but you got to be very direct. So a part of the problem here, what could have went wrong in this connection and why this person is now missing you, you may have not always been completely open with what you want or how you feel. You probably called yourself dropping hints and they never really caught the hints. Or you might say something, but you're not saying it in a way that they can register and really understand. You know what it's giving me? You know when like people do skits of them all the time where the guy will ask the lady, what's wrong? And she goes, nothing. No, but like really, what's wrong? Nothing. You know what I mean? And this could also be a masculine doing this. Like you're asking them what's up and they're just like, nothing. I'm fine. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. Everything's dandy. And you know that they're upset about something. And so it leads to a lot of misunderstandings. It leads to a lot of conflict. Just like, this is so unnecessary. You could just tell me what the problem is. So we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to see what's going on. Who's missing you? That gives you an idea already of the who. So for some of you, this could be relationship based. Ooh, Lord, this deck is so huge, but I love it. All right, what's going on? Who's missing you? The person missing you wants you to just tell them what you want. We have the Chariot, a very determined person. Somebody who's determined might need to keep it steady. The Chariot is a fast energy, but it's able to maintain the speed that it has because it keeps itself sturdy and steady. So if you think about it, when you're driving a car, speeding or no speeding, you have to keep the wheel steady. You have to be able to respond to any last minute, especially if you're racing. Let's say a car right in front of you during a race, then you have to be aware enough to calculate and maneuver. And that's still going to involve you being balanced. So this person could be someone that, I'm getting like a fast energy, not fast necessarily because maybe they're fast-lipped, fast-tempered, right? They might seem to live their life a bit on the edge here. They could be someone that really likes adventure. However, I'm not getting a person who doesn't know when to chill, like relax, calm it down. There's something about their energy that's really adventurous but steady. That makes sense for whomever that's for. This could be someone that also wants to race to come see you. Like they're very determined to try to figure out how they can talk to you again. be it lover or friend. Oh yeah. Yeah. They're really trying to figure out. Look at him. He's looking at her like, so you gonna tell me what's up or not? Are we talking? Are we together? Like, what is going on? And she's just looking, can I finish the drink in my hand first? Why are you all up in my grill? Why are you all in my grill? There's another song. I don't feel like it's the whole, even though they're channeling more of the lyrics, energetically, I'm not feeling that it's the lyrics. It's more like your annoyance for whomever resonates with that. Like, why you all in my grill? Why you are? Yeah. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my bills? Bills. Let me know if you will let me know. Cause the chick's gotta live. It's kind of more like, why are you in my face right now? You act like you can occupy this much of my time. It's not so much as wanting somebody to come in and pay your bills. It's more like, I'm busy and you're calling for what? You're nagging me for what? You're in my face for what? And they're in your face because they're like, tell me what you want. Okay? What is it that you need? What can I provide? Like, you have a tendency of just giving a look, or you have a tendency of saying something once, maybe like a one-liner, and expecting them to get a whole essay. And they're like, I don't work that way. I don't understand. You got to be very, specific. This reading is very specific, but it be that way. Yeah, this is a very determined person. They want, when they're steady in an energy, they can maintain that steadiness. But when it comes to you, I kind of feel like they don't know how to gauge the road, so to speak. If you're a particular road, you got a lot of twists and turns. I'm not really getting bumps so much, but it's like curves. You could be a curvaceous person, because that's how I'm hearing this person say it. It's like you got all these curves and turns to you, and your personality operates the same way. There's a lot of different angles. Yeah, this is somebody who likes your body, whatever your body type may be, because they're referencing your energy similar to your body. If that makes sense. So this could be a person, if they like motorcycles, that's a huge sign for somebody. Motorcycles, fast cars, they probably compare you a lot of times to fast driving or to a road, and like, in order to know how to maneuver it, yes, a bit of instinct and intuition matters, but the road kind of has to speak to you too. I just really feel like this is somebody who races. Or if they don't race, they like fast cars, they like motorcycles. They probably live somewhere where the road kind of wraps around. In order to get to like maybe their house or something, there's a road that wraps. I'm seeing from an aerial view like a winding road. Your relationship might feel that way to them. We got 6 of Wands. It doesn't matter who they're with, who they're spending time with, because this is a person missing you. You guys aren't really talking, or you're not together right now. It doesn't matter who they're with and what they're doing. They're always trying to figure out what you're up to. And again, it goes back to that, why you all in my grill. So I don't feel like this is a person that you're not in some kind of contact with. You just aren't. If you were trying to talk, if you were together, maybe there's like a bit of friction here, or you haven't been in the same place physically for a while. Like, they've been doing their thing, you've been doing your thing since whatever caused this division. But in reality, you're both missing each other here. Like, it's not just one missing, it's both parties missing. However, they're far more reasonable with trying to get to the bottom of the situation. Like, how can we get back on the same page? I'm really determined to do that. I'm just gonna, oh my gosh, I'm getting the energy of like, I'm just gonna like sit outside your house until you answer me. I'm just gonna, once again, we have bike, a motorcycle and bike riding. This person could be, what do they call it when they a cyclist, is that what they're called, when they do the regular bicycle, I don't know why I said it that way, racing thing, or the I'm seeing it in my head, but I know it's called a particular thing and I can't get it out, but y'all know what I'm talking about. For those of you where you live in countries where they do that, like cycling, and they do races or events where they have to kind of go but so many miles and stuff like that on a regular bike. So someone's person is either really fit or just really athletic when it comes to something on wheels in particular. And again, with a motorcycle, you have to do what? Keep it steady. You got to be able to, your body and the bike have to be able to align correctly too. You have to know how to shift your weight with the bike and etc. So there's something to that. I can't stop hearing the other song. We have the Sun card. The goal is to get back up under you. Look at this. This is whether you're masculine or feminine. The goal is to get back up under you. This can be a woman as well. Don't get it twisted. There are, I've known plenty of bikers that were women. So this could be a woman biker. This could be someone who has like a really fancy job. Their regular job is fancy, but they love being a part of like biker clubs and things like that. That's the vibe that this is giving off. But this person is trying to get close to you. It doesn't matter where they are and what they're doing. If you're going the other direction, they're looking that way too. Like, no way, I gotta figure out how to turn around, how to make a U-turn back to where they are. Let's see what went wrong. We're going to be using the What Went Wrong Oracle by Fire Witch Tarot. I get the feeling that whomever's the stubborn party in this connection has to stop being stubborn. And the person who's saying, tell me what you want, let me know if I got what you need. This could be something that we have for a long time, for years. This can go the distance. That person has to be willing to really hear. Yes, you have to be willing to be detailed in what you tell them and how you tell them so that they can get it the first time, but they can't play boo-boo the fool after they've been told. They're too intelligent for that. The same way they can invest in them bicycles and fast stuff, whatever it is they're into, is the same way they're going to have to make it a goal to really invest into you. I feel like somebody used to have picnics with their person, like take a bike ride out to a park or out to an off-road area and just chill. I'm actually seeing, you guys could be from Korea. Now this deck here is by a Korean artist, but you guys could be from Korea because there's this place in Seoul. I can't think of the name of it right now. You can get there on a regular bike. Like, you can ride your bike on the side, and it's like a little park area, and right in front of you is water. It leads out. Oh, you know what? It's not far from that really popular bridge. Can't think of the name of it. It's like in every Korean movie. Like, there's an area there that you can get to by bike on the opposite side of it. For those of you who know Korea, you should have an idea if you're from this area of what I'm talking about. Go ahead and comment the location below. If you live in another country, you could have a similar place that looks like this, but it's a little bikeway. You can ride it down. You can also come down on the side via stairs, and then there's like this huge plot of grass. People picnic there. They sometimes have like kite flying there, and right in front of you is the water. And you should see the bridge. Like, you'll see the bridge, you'll see the water. It's in Seoul. Okay, so if you live somewhere where you have like a similar place, this is probably a location that you guys went on dates a lot, especially in the springtime. You might sometimes go to look at the lights in an area close to there, because not too far from there, there's another walkway where like all the trees are illuminated for the holidays. I'm sucking right now at remembering the names of stuff. Okay, but like I said, if you live there, you have an idea of what I'm talking about. You could live somewhere similar where you can, let me see if is this describing it a little bit? No, not really. Like, when you look across the water, you'll see another part of the city, right? I don't know how else to describe it. The bridge will go this way. Over will be a little bit more of the city, another grass area. But if you're on the side that I'm thinking of, there's a bike lane and there's steps behind the bike lane that leads down. For some reason, that location stood out and wanted to be expressed. Kind of looks like it here, actually, now that I'm looking. Yeah, there you go. Something similar to this. Here's the grass area. There's the water. There's the other part of the city, but you should see a bridge If this was what the area I was talking about, you would see a bridge here. And if you were to turn the camera facing behind them instead of there, you would see like a bike lane, and then off to the side, steps that lead down to that grass area. If somebody guesses it, comment below. We have, you intimidate them. They didn't see a point in staying. You acted like you didn't need or want them. Oh! Why you all in my grill? It's not about the whole song. I point this out to you guys a lot when energies channel like that, right? Pay attention to the specifics of the lyrics and why they resonate for the song. You got a lot going on. It's not about you having more money than them. That's really not what it is for this group. It's more like when they're trying to get your attention, when they're trying to see what's up with you, like what's going on, what do you want from me, is this where you want this connection to go, you act like, boy, I don't need you, girl, it ain't that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like, why are you in my face right now? And they're just trying to love you. Like, I just want to love you. Like, I'm just trying to show you I'm interested. And even if y'all were talking for a while, like, that's gonna get old to a person after a while. It don't matter if you think, oh, that's just my personality. Nah, because you want them to know how you're feeling and what you mean the first time around. So who are you to not give them that kind of respect? Think about it. Think long and hard about it. Whichever resonates for whichever. Somebody tends to be kind of like, I don't even know why you're in my face like this. I was just trying to enjoy my drink. I was just trying to mind my business. Okay? But you're mad about something you told them to do like 3 days ago. And for 3 days, they were trying to tell you, I don't know what you mean. I didn't catch it. I didn't hear you. I thought I did what you wanted me to do. You know what I'm seeing? There was this TikTok where the husband of this lady was like, men are idiots when it comes to shopping. And his wife gave him a list. It had everything she wanted, but she put next to each item the number of items, and I think maybe how much she wanted, and he misunderstood and thought that in other words, she went like item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He thought she wants 5 things of sugar. She wants 8 things of this because she put numbers there. Instead of putting, no, the quantity I want is 1. I want 1 of each. She didn't specify, so he didn't understand. So he came back with like a whole store. Like if they were reselling, he came back with enough stuff to resell. And it didn't dawn on him until he reached the house. Like, why did I buy these many items? That couldn't have been what she meant. Then he realized, oh, she just wanted to list the number of items so that when I go to check off the list, I would realize how many items I'm supposed to have. Because writing the names wasn't enough. So he was saying, like, ladies, don't do that. Like, don't put numbers. That says how many you want. Specify that's how many you want or something, but don't do it that way. I feel like that's what happened here. You might have asked for something simple, and things can pile up, right? You kept asking for things that you thought were simple, and they might do it, but a little off, different. They'll go get something, but they get too much, they get too little. That type of vibe, and you were just like over it. So when they ask you what's wrong, especially if you're not necessarily a confrontational person, meaning you won't push or press an issue. It'll just be, I didn't like something, you'll kind of leave it alone. And that's not a good trait. People who tend to say, oh, I'm not confrontational, are the same kind of people that when you tell them something is wrong, or when something's wrong with them, they don't say nothing, or they don't quite listen. And so then small issues build up to big problems. Now here's this person in your face like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why you're upset. What did I not do? And you would come off with this intimidating, why are you in my face? You're in my face like you pay my bills. You're in my face like I got time for you. That's really how that energy's coming off. In the song is something different. But the vibration of that song right now is like, can you, are you worth my time, really? Why did you expect them to stay if you made them feel that way? This could be how they treated you. Take what resonates for you, but you also got to be honest here. You got to be honest here. The goal is to get back up under you, though, or for you to get back up under them. See, look, belittling, making you feel and or look stupid. But this, for whoever's watching, for a lot of you, this was how they felt. Like, you're looking at them like, how did you not know what I mean? How could you be that stupid? I sent you for something basic. Oh, now you don't know why I'm mad? Okay, whatever. And for most of you, you would play it off really cool. Like, you wouldn't get loud or snappy like that. Someone here does. For most of you, it would be just like, oh, so you just didn't know. So like, imagine you were that lady and you sent your husband to go get some stuff and he came back with like 80 salts or something. You're gonna be like, so you didn't have enough common sense to realize that I wouldn't want you to buy 80 different salts? Really? Okay. Then you just walk off. There's no laughing about it. Like the wife in that scenario, she laughed. like why are y'all that silly? Right? It was something to be lighthearted about, even though it was silly and extra. In this case, it's like making them feel like they're really dumb, like they really didn't know any better. So that's a part of why this wasn't working out. Take what resonates for you. You could be in either of these positions. You could be a mixture. I'm just reading it the way it's coming through right now. What's the easiest for me to translate? We have, they play doctor, pinpointing everything that's wrong with you. Listen, I feel like both of y'all might have done that from time to time. Especially if you got them feeling this way, then it's like, you know what your problem is? You don't ever want to tell me what's wrong with you. Well, you know what your problem is? You want to be too fast. Yeah, I might be fast and I might like da-da-da-da, but I'm steady. I'm a sturdy person. Blah, you know, nitpicking at each other. This, I'm not getting karmic. I'm not getting toxic for some of you. Now, those of you who might be dealing with that, you'll know your situation as far as that's concerned better than I. But for a huge portion of you who chose this pile, this just was a lot of misunderstandings, getting out of hand, getting far out of hand. Someone being too bossy, too intimidating, not because you have money. That's not it. Just because you kind of ignore the person's feelings, or when they get something wrong, you make a big deal out of it. Both of you kind of want to play doctor with each other and point out what emotional issues are going on based on your personal feeling, not based on even if some truth comes out. Right? Even if some truth is in there, it's presented in a really like messed up way. You guys would work if it wasn't for that. Like if y'all could get that under control. We have singing, and I did channel some songs for this. Emotional freedom, excitement, and communication. You guys weren't always communicating. You weren't always on the same page. If y'all were to get on the same page, you have the Sun card out here. This could be a far more prosperous energy. You guys might also live where there's trees. The Six of Wands can be a coming home card. And it's like this person, you're home to them, and they would want to come home to where you are. It doesn't matter what they're doing, if they're entertaining other situations right now, because again, I do sense that some of y'all aren't physically around each other. That doesn't really matter. They would give all that up just to spend time with you, but they don't want to go through this again. Prince and Princess. Inheritance, leadership, poor decisions. There were definitely some poor decisions in words amongst y'all. That's the heaviest disagreement I see with y'all, is words, how things are described, how feelings are expressed. Both of you feeling like you deserve a certain thing, and you might just deserve a certain thing, but there's a mature way to go about it. And simply being cold isn't maturity. Okay? Acting like a or isn't mature. It's childish. Flower garden. Look, y'all could have sweet days ahead if you get this, if you be honest with each other and take the time to compromise. Okay, take the time to pay attention. We're not telling you to compromise on key values here. Okay, the divine spirit, your guys, they're not wanting you to like compromise on your morals or something like that, but they do want you to grow. Someone's very like whatever and spirit's like that's not getting you anywhere, love. Okay, let's see how this ties into the holidays. We have playful energy. Sometimes you guys were too serious in your connection. Y'all had a lot more fun when you could be playful with each other. Remember what I said earlier about how the wife laughed at her husband getting that list wrong? Instead of being overly serious, like, okay, money was spent, so what? Y'all could resell them to some friends, give it away. Maybe y'all know somebody that could use some extra groceries. Like, that's just an example, right? You can always return if you know, things that aren't open can sometimes be returned. If it's returned the same day, it's not that big of a deal. It's not as big as what you might have made it. Okay. Holiday travel. Didn't I tell you this person wants to come back and be up under you? The Chariot here, traveling energy, wanting to come towards you, but in a steady way. They need a sign. Tell me what you want from me. Let me know if it's right here, something you can have for years. And we have, oh shit, disaster. This person doesn't want to rush in because they don't want to cause a disaster. And they kind of feel like that's what this turned into when you guys separated. So for those of you where you are at a distance from your person, like I said, they might live in their own place, you live in your own place, and y'all just physically aren't really talking. From time to time, you might kind of talk on the phone, but one of you isn't letting the situation progress further. It's because you'll think that you'll be disastrous. Like you're going to go through the same ish again, even though I'm feeling like for most of you in Pile 2 it was minor disagreements that just got out of hand. But for others where you really are like at a distance, like you haven't talked to this person in a while, you might have been hearing about them, they could be entertaining someone else, or they could be hanging out with friends, they're still thinking of you. A part of the reason that they're nervous to contact you is a bit of that intimidation energy, like, are they going to be on my case again? I want to spend the holiday with them, but I want to have fun. I want us to travel. I don't want us to just blow up at each other because we're still mad and now we got to point out all the things that we don't like about each other. They'd rather have this than this. Okay? So you got some thinking to do here and some honesty. Whichever role you are, whichever role they are, y'all both got some stuff to be real with each other about before you even really think of connecting, so that you don't just end up arguing and bickering again. Let's get some love confessions. We've used V's Princess Oracle, I believe it's called. I will have it in the description. We used 2 of Fire Wishes decks. Now we're getting into my Oracle Love Confession Cyber Edition. And let's just see what other things they want to confess to you. For Pile 2, what else do they want to confess to you? Look at that. You have all my passwords. You have all my passwords. Like, you know how to get under their skin. You know how to access them. You know. Sometimes they're shocked at the things that you could know. Sometimes you're shocked at the things they could know. Y'all both just be shocking each other. Like, how did you get in my head like that? Well, how did you get into my heart like that? Well, how did you? Like, again, it might have felt bigger than it was, but some of these arguments are so silly. Just silly. Look at that. You can share my life, but will you share yours? Like, in other words, I'll let you in my space. I don't have a problem with letting you in my space, but you don't seem to like me in yours. And I'm confused. That's what they're saying. I want to spend time with you. I'm trying to assess this situation. This is the assessment card. I'm trying to understand, do you want to be with me or no? In fact, they're asking you questions here. Like, you know how to access me sometimes in ways that are shocking. I don't mind sharing who I am, whether it's their love for bikes, whatever it is. But when it comes to you, you're more closed off. Now, maybe you've dealt with some things in the past and you sometimes take it all, you know, took it out on this relationship, on this connection. But they're asking you to let them in. They're asking for you to be open because they're willing to be open. So they're leaving the ball in your court. You can share my life with me. I'll give you whatever you need, but are you open to sharing yours? I do feel like in this connection, the feminine vibration is a lot more, what's the word? I don't want to just say demanding. The feminine energy comes off very strong here, almost more of the masculine vibration as far as like taking the lead is concerned. The masculine energy is far more intuitive and understanding, more to what you would expect the feminine energy to be. And I am picking up on, you know, different kind of couples here. but I just feel like that the feminine energy can sometimes give a lot more attitude and be a lot more outward expressing, which is what the masculine energy is by default. And the masculine in this connection is more intuitive and wants to get to the feeling of things and the heart of things, which is typically more of how the feminine responds. It's like you guys are trading off energetically. So in order to get in balance, you need to recognize this. You need to recognize what energy are you both in, and how can you balance it out together, right? Because be you man or woman, you have both vibrations within you, but depending on which one you are, depends on how those vibrations fluctuate. So a woman being in a very headstrong position is very different than when a man, a masculine man, is in a very headstrong, it operates different. Okay, so you guys need to like kind of understand that. We have hacking your shit. This person really just wants to hack your mind at the end of the day. like maybe this is normally a toxic energy, but for them it's coming off like, if I could just get in your head, I could figure out what the problem is, and then I could just fix it, and I don't have to wait on you and the hints that you're dropping and stuff like that. I could just know. I would just be in the know, and my life would be easier. Your person probably talks like that. I would just know. I would just get it, and then everything would work out. They're a little bitter about that. We have, I told you, I demanded all or nothing. So when it comes to love, they want the whole shebang or nothing at all. They want full victory and success with you, or just leave it where it is. So if you're going to try and talk to this person again, they're making it very clear. I'm willing to share and be open and honest with you. And if you don't want to be open with me, if you can't be vulnerable with me, I ain't got the time nor the patience for it. Because they love hard and they love genuinely. And they've put already a lot of vulnerability into this connection. It feels like it's the masculine who did this, like put a lot of vulnerability into this. And it's already hard to do that. So to have done it and been met with this resistance that they feel like they didn't deserve, that's just something that they don't feel like their heart can keep going through. Okay, so you guys have a lot to talk about and figure out. This isn't an impossible situation. I would go as far as saying this does feel like a soulmate bond right here. It's a very path-driven connection, and the path looks good if you guys put the right work in and let go of some of these, attitude attachments and whatnot. And pile 2, that was your reading. Let's ring you out. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls.
Get your copy of Love Confession Cyber Edition. Link in bio.